Okay, so once you're inside of BloxMob, you'll have a window that looks similar to this, except that you won't have any apps loaded yet. So we're just going to click here onto New App, Blank App, and then Start Building. Alright, the first thing I tell the kids to do, because they're using a shared account, is I get them to change the name of the app. So I'm just going to call this Demo App. You can play around with the design of your app, and what's nice is as we make changes on this side, it shows us live on the phone on the left what our app's going to look like when we look at it on a phone or an iPad. So down here we can change the colour schemes of our app. The kids like to spend quite a bit of time playing around with that, so I'm just going to choose those colours for now. And further down the screen you can see that you can also change the background of your app. Now it's quite interesting watching what the kids do for that type of thing. So you'll see some of them have chosen some quite full-on backgrounds, and then they start to learn a little bit about design and about readability and work out what does and doesn't work well on different backgrounds. So just for now we're going to leave ours, but if we wanted to we can get free images into the background. We go back to here. So there are all sorts of background options in here. They can upload one from their desktop or from a URL. So we'll go back to this, and now we're going to click on making the add blocks, which is where we get our functionality. When you go into here, you'll see that there are all types of blocks that we can add, and to be honest, every time I go into this there seem to be more. The very first one I get the kids to add is right down here in the utility section, and it is a menu. So we'll just scroll down and click on menu and click on add blocks, and you'll see that it pops up here on the left. So the reason that we're going to have that menu is going to be made apparent in a little minute when we add some more blocks. So I'm going to add another block, and this time I've decided I want to go in here and I want to add in events, which is our first menu anyway, and I'm going to add a basic calendar. So I click on that and you'll see the description of what that is. I click add blocks and it comes up over here. So rather than me doing all the individual tutorials for each block, what I'll do is I'll direct you towards the BloxMob YouTube page, because it actually gives some really great tutorials for each block that you want to put in, so you can see what it does, you can see how to use it, and then how to change all of these fields and so on. What I will show you now though is if I go back and add another block, so this time I might decide that I'm going to add a survey. So I click on this, I'm going to add in a blank survey. So again I go click and add blocks, and you'll see survey comes up on the side here. So now when I go back to my menu, there's still nothing on my menu, but if I click here on calendar, you'll see that that calendar block is now over there on the screen, and if I click on survey you'll see that that one's now on the screen. And you'll also see that the background colour I've chosen doesn't show those up very well, so I'm just going to go down and change my background colour. So let's go back and make it hot pink, and we go back to menu, and we're getting a really ugly looking app, but that's something for you to play around with. And what's nice about this phone is it's also live, so when I click on the calendar, there it comes up. I can add in a date of an event that might be happening. So it might be a meeting. It starts on this date at this time, and you go insert, and then that gets added into the calendar. And so what's good about this is that kids can actually gather information from other people. So this could be used, for example, if they want to gather information about the kids' birthdays in the classes, they could be added onto the calendar. You'll see also along here, they can click through along on this bar as well to get into and out of the various apps. So that's just a really brief introduction into getting going with BloxMob. For them to see it on the screen in real life, they need to download the BloxMob app, and when you go through to publish, you can send a link to a phone, or you can send an email. And one of the things that there may be an issue with if they can't see it is because they need to, in the sharing settings, make sure it's public on Mob World. I won't do it for this one because it's a demonstration one, but they can make it public on Mob World, and then they can share that with their parents or their classmates or whoever it is that they want to share with.